Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world away. And we've now got pack 7 of the Agora Models release of Build the Leopard tank. Okay, look, I'm very much aware I'm looking like Chewbacca at the moment. Just so you know, as you've seen in the previous boxes I've done, I've already done the tracks for this. Now, we've got two lots of tracks. This one has got 69 tracks on it, and this one has got 72 tracks on it at the moment. That's where you end up at the end of this box set. Now, if you want to see how I do the tracks, I actually did them on a live stream, and I put the link up here so you can actually see that to your heart's content. But I didn't think you want to see me doing tracks through this whole video because it could get a bit repetitive. And saying that, I'm just going to take the top off. This is what the top is looking like at the moment. Look how cool that is. I'm going to put that on the floor and show you this side here. Now, this is what we worked on in the other pack here. As you see, we've got all spring-loaded wheels on there and stuff. We're going to be doing exactly the same thing, but on the other side. And as you can see, we haven't got any armour flaps on this side like we've got on that. We're going to be fitting those as well, and that's everything that we're going to be doing in box 7. Now, if you want to get this for yourself, I have put the link to the Agora Models website down the bottom there. Let's see if I can do it today. And over there, you can not only pre-order the Titanic or the Porsche 917KH, but you can also get the Super Snake, the Cobra, the Terminator, the Bismarck, the Zero Fighter, the New York Fire Truck, the Routemaster, Jaguar E-Type, one more. What's that one more? Leopard tank. Did I say leopard tank? I don't know. Go and check out the Agora Models website. I promise one day I'm going to actually put it on the screen so I can just read that off flawlessly. Anyway, without further ado, let's do box 7. Let's get cracking. So it's all going to start with stage 52. And pretty much like we did in the last pack, I'll just make sure that's empty. We're going to be putting together these wheels. Now, before we do that, though, in this pack that comes with it, I'm just going to take out a smaller pack that's inside here. You can see we have some little caps. Now, we're going to be putting these just in front of where the wheels are going. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. Now, in a similar fashion to last time, you see the caps that are on this section here? They actually go through the whole thing. If I turn this over, we're going to be doing exactly the same thing on this side. We're going to be putting caps just into these sections here. Now, they are very tiny, as you can see, probably best on the top camera, but they're just going to go into these points here. So I'll put one in. They look just like that, and we just continue doing that down the line until all of these are in place. And there you go. As you can see on the sideways camera, they're all in. Now we've got these tiny details here. They're going to go into the semicircular holes that you can just about see on the side. Actually, I'll show you on the top camera, here and here. Because they're semicircular, they can only go in one way. So that's the first one in. And that's the second one, so they should both look just like that. We can put this on the floor, because we're now going to be making these wheels again. Now, I should be a dab hand at this, but I haven't done it for a while. So we need to take this section here and put this round washer type thing just into the center there, like that. Then we're going to be putting this side over the top. It has got a notch, so it should fit perfectly flush. And then we need to put 3 screws just into the holes that you can see on this side here. These are the silver screws here. Get them together. And put them in. That's one. One on this side. Excellent. And then just the third one in here. That's perfect. Then we're going to be taking this arm bracket here, and that's just going to go through this side. So it comes out the other side there. It's got a hole there so we can put a screw in there. And that is just one of these flange screws. I think they're called PP screws. They look like that. So that's just going to go down the middle. That will hold all of that together. Excellent. So it looks like that. Then we've got these belts to put over the top, making sure they're not twisted. So I'll put these on, one this side that looks perfect like that, and then one just on the other side. Excellent. So now that looks just like that, and then we're just going to be putting this onto the tank. Now we're going to start with this one here. We've got a spring, and if you look at the spring, we've got a downward facing bit of metal. That's just going to go into the hole that you can just see in that section there. And when that's in, you want to make sure that fits fully flush in there, and that spring is fully engaged into that hole. Then we're going to take this wheel section that I've got here, and if you see we've got a tab on here, we're going to be putting this over that spring, just like that. I'm pushing it down with my fingers. I'm going to rotate it round till it goes to the other side of that tab. Just like that. And then I'm going to hold that in with just one of the flanged PP screws again. So I've got that here. Screw that all the way in. That's perfect. And as you can see, that's now free to move. And then from the previous stage, we've still got these caps that we need to put over the top. They just clip in just like that. That's that wheel in. And after doing another set of tracks, which I've already done, that is all there is to do in that stage. Now I'm not going to repeat that every single time, so we've got to do this a lot of times. So I'm going to get all the parts out that we need for this section. But in addition, we do have some extra sections here just to put on the tank. So I'll just put all of this to one side just for a second, because I want to get out these two parts here, which I believe came in stages 41 and 42. We built them then. These are going to go into the points here, one there, skip one, and then one here. So I'll put them in. They're going to look like that, and they're going to be held in from the other side with an OP screw. Now don't get confused with OP and QP, because on the packets they look the same. The OP screw is the one with the flange on here. So I'll put that on. Now there's a whole lot... Oops. Let's line that up. I hate it when my screwdriver does that. There you go. Now there's a whole lot of symmetry going on with this tank. So basically everything that we're doing on one side, we would have already done on the other. So as you can see on the other side there, we've got one of these in, the short one, then it goes to a long one. So we're doing exactly the same on the other side here. So I'll get the other one in. That's just going into this one just at the back here. And then once again, one of the flanged OP screws. We'll get that in. In a similar fashion, I've got two left here. They're the large ones. They're just going to go into the holes next to it there. So one here. And one right at the very end here. So as you can see, they're all in perfectly. I'll put this on the floor for a second, because once again, we're going to make up one of these wheels. Now, I am a dab hat at this now, and you've seen me do this 8 times now. So what I'm going to do is just skip through this to show you what this looks like once it's on the tank. And by the beauty of time travel, as you can see, that's the second one in there like that. Now just so you know, we have got 2 armour flaps left over which we don't use in this stage, and they do want us to make another 3 tracks, which I've already done, so that's all there is to do in that stage. Now stage 54, once again we're going to be making another wheel, tyre, track wheel, I don't know what they're called. And we have got another bit of armour which I'll put to one side. I'll build this wheel, and once again I'll attach this to the tank. And there you go, that's the third wheel on no problems at all. To put these in, we're going to need the hinges. The first hinge I want looks just like that. That's going to go into the end just here. It goes into this long piece of armour, just into the holes there. And then it's going to be held in from the other side with an NP screw. Now these are small silver screws. Which I've got here. And I'll get that in. Perfect. Get that nice and tight. So that hinge is now not coming out there. Excellent. Now what we're going to do is we're going to be doing exactly the same thing with the middle hinge, which looks like that, which has got one sort of piece on top there. That's going to go in next to it. Just like that. Once again, held in from the other side with an MP screw. And again, make sure that's nice and tight. Then we've got the next piece of armour to put in. That's just going to slot one in this end here. Like that. And then we've got the bigger bracket that goes in the centre here. That's going to go and pin all of those together. So I'll put that in this side here. Like that. Once again, held in with an NP screw. And make that nice and tight. So as you can see, we've got two pieces of armour on now. And then aside from making some more tracks, which we've already done, that's all there is to do in that stage. Stage 55, you've guessed it, we're going to be making another wheel first. And we have got another piece of armour there. So I'll get the wheel made and I'll put this on the tank. And there we go. That's the fourth one on. Looking good. Now this time we're going to be taking this piece of armour, which comes in this one. And once again, we want one of the hinges here, which has got two dots on the top. So it looks just like that there. That's going to go into the holes here. Put them in, just like that. And this time it's going to be held in with two MP screws from the back. So one here. And one the other side. Just going to check on that original armour piece. Should I have put two in that one as well? I think I should have. So let me put that missing screw in there as well. I bet you were all shouting at the screen then, wasn't you? See, I make mistakes so you don't have to. There we go. That's that one in as well. And that's all we've got to do in that stage, apart from making more tracks, which we've already done. Now, stage 56. You know what I'm going to say? We're doing another wheel. So I'll get this built and we'll put this on the tank. And there you go. That's the fifth one in place. Put that on the floor. Bringing over the original flaps that we were working on. I've got another panel to put in here. So this one is just going to go into this side here, just like that. And then we're going to close that off with another hinge. This time the hinge looks just like that with one of the things on top there. And once again, that's going to be screwed in just with an NP screw. Just in here. Excellent. As you can see now, we've got 3 flaps on the armour. And then we need to make some tracks, which we've already done. So that's all there is to do in that stage. Now, stage 57, believe it or not, is slightly, ever so slightly different. We do have a piece of armour, which I'll put on afterwards. But the first thing I need to do is create one of the wheels. And I'll do this first and I'll come back to this. Now, I've just stopped at this point before we put it on the tank. The difference this time is normally we'd put a cap over this section here, but we've now used up all the caps. So I'm guessing that's going to come in a later stage. So don't worry that that one doesn't have a cap. But in a similar fashion, we're going to put that on the tank. And there we go. That's the last one in. As you can see there, this one's the only one without a cap, as you can see. And that matches now the other side. So we can put that on the floor. Bring over this piece of armour, which we put the one tab in, and this time we're going to be putting another bit of armour just to this side here, like that. It's not going to be held in yet because this is actually going to attach to the other piece, but that's all there is to do in that stage, aside from doing some tracks, which we've already done. So you thought we were done with wheels, didn't you? Here's another one to make. I thought we were done with wheels as well, I have to say, but no, we're not. So I'm going to get this one built. And there we go. That's that way along as well. So we've got 2 without caps. So that's 2, 4, 6, 7 on that side. Let me just double check that we definitely got 7 on the other side. 3, 6, 7. Yep, that's all good. So I'm going to put that on the floor. Now, there is one thing I just want to mention here. For some reason, in each of these packs, they keep giving us these flanged OP screws. But we don't actually use them. So I've got quite a few of these. I'm going to keep these safe just in case we use these later on. Bringing over this armour again, as you can see, we've got another piece of armour that's just going to go on this side here. Just like that. And then we've got a hinge, a number 2 hinge that looks like this. There is a number 2 on there. That's just going to go in this side, and I'll once again put this in with an MP screw. So I've got that here. That goes in. No problems at all. This one here just fell out because again it's not attached. But that, aside from making tracks, is all there is to do in that stage. Stage 59, different to last time. This time we've got some metal gears here. I don't know what these things are called. I know you're going to tell me in the comments. I'll just get all of these parts out. You will notice there's no wheels this time. And in a similar fashion to what we did on this side, we're going to put a cap just onto this side here. So I've got that here. Looks like that. That's going to be held on with AP screws. So 1 in there, and 1 in the other side. We don't need that for a second, so again I'll put that on the floor. We do need these 2 metal sections here, and these are going to be bonded together. As you can see, we've got a semicircular shape in both of these, so we just need to match that up, just like that. And then this is going to be screwed in, whoops the daisies, make sure that's lined up again, from this side here with SP screws. Now these are going into metal, just so you know. Both of these parts are metal. So that's 1 and 2. I've got my heavy duty screwdriver on here because these can go in quite far. So it should be nice and flush looking like that. But that's all there is to do in that stage. So in the last stage, because I've already done the tracks, all we've got is this little piece of armour here, like that. And this is just going to go into the end that we can see there, just like that. And it's going to be closed off on this end with one of these tiny hinges, which I'll put in here, and then hold that in with an MP screw. So that's it. Just got a MP screw here. Put that in here. Just like that, and that's going to hold that one in. As I said, this one's going to be going on here, but now we're going to be attaching this to the side of the tank. So bringing this section over, and it's going to be similar to what we've done on this side here. So as you can see, we've already got this one in here. What I need to do, turn this upside down, and it's this area I'm looking at. And I'm going to be attaching this plate here first, just to the side. Now this is going to be held in with OP screws. So this just answers the question now of why I've got so many OP screws. It's going to be held in with 3 of these. So I'll get these in. 1 here. 1 on this end. And just 1 on this end here. And they're all in. We're going to do the same to the middle one, but this time I'm just going to make sure that this plate is in, because I need to put this end in to the other side of that. Then clip this into place. And once again, I'm going to screw this in with 3 OP screws. This is the second one here. And finally, the third one's just over here. And there we go, they're all in. So if I show you that side, just put these armour plates down. It looks just like that. And as you can see, they can lift up. That looks pretty good actually, doesn't it? But that is all there is to do in that stage, and that is all there is to do in that pack. Bit repetitive, that one, and pretty similar to what we did in pack 6, but it's one of these things where you do these partware models That's what it's looking like at the moment. We got a tank. I mean, it's not held together. It's just loosely put there. But look how big that is. Obviously, I've just balanced these parts on. They probably don't even go on this way. But I just wanted you to get an idea of scale for this. But God, it looks good, doesn't it? Now, if you want to get this for yourself, once again, I'll put the link down here to the Agora Models website. You can get this all the way from pack 1. But I really do hope you liked that video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. Other than that, take care.